The video that just played is a short video that I made to demonstrate my understanding and ability to use 5 simple skills in filmmaking. These are storyboarding, lighting, camera angles, camera shots, and music and sound. During this short 12-minute video, I'll mainly be demonstrating mid-filming techniques, with the exception of storyboarding, which is done in pre-production. The skill that is first up, and is the first step to creating any kind of film, is storyboarding. A storyboard is a graphically represented timeline with all of the scenes that will be seen in the movie or video. They're usually drawn in little boxes to represent the screen, and clearly shows the shot, the actions, the characters, the dialogue, and more. The scenes in the video on screen is evidence of how a storyboard is laid out and how it represents the chronological order of the film.
Fools.
As you can see from my on-screen examples, I have laid out exactly what is happening in order, and any effects or directions are written on the scene. The second skill that I'll be focusing on is lighting. As a filmmaker, lighting is an essential component to understand. Lighting has the capacity to manipulate the audience and change the overall mood and effect of the film to the respective audience. With lighting, it is possible to manipulate it in 2 ways, the first being mid-filming and the second being in post-production. For the purpose of this skill, I'll only be discussing mid-filming lighting. With mid-filming lighting, there are various types of ways to manipulate light. The 3 basic and must-know ones are hard light, soft light, and ambient light. Hard light is used to mimic a light source shining from one defined spot. Hard light is quite simply light that creates a harsh and defined shadow on the target object/person. One example of this is the example from Charles Laughton's The Night of the Hunter. In this scene, hard light can be seen creating sharp angles on the child's face, creating a mysterious and ominous feel. With hard light, it is possible to completely change the mood of a scene, such as changing this to this. These are both the same shot, but the one with hard light creates a darker and mysterious feeling over the person. Soft light is the complete opposite to hard light. Soft light showers the desired area with light in order to create a very visible light with very soft shadow edges. This type of light is most often used in interviews or informative videos, as it creates a focus on the target person and reveals the person without sharp shadows. Ambient light is the last of the 3 types of light. Ambient light is the light that is available at the time from the environment or the already pre-existing light sources. This type of light is used in documentaries or other types of realism pieces, as it gives the effect of being a realistic setting. As you can see by the video on screen, I used the ambient light to create an ominous feel as the location was already dark. The small amount of light that there is, along with the light in the doorway, creates a gloomy feel over the video. The third skill that I'll be demonstrating is camera angles. Camera angles serve a huge role in distinguishing between different characters and making the characters feel more weak or powerful in the eyes of the viewer. Similarly to camera shots, there are a huge amount and the list continues to grow as new ones are made. Below are the list of common ones: bird's eye view, high angle, eye angle, or low angle. The first angle to be discussed is the bird's eye view. The bird's eye view places the viewer above the scene to allow them to view the whole scene entirely. It is quite common with standoff scenes or when a lot is happening. One example of this can be seen on screen now. It is a small clip that I filmed that shows a person on the phone from the bird's eye angle. The next angle, high angle, is also used in conjunction with low angle. Both of these angles are actually as they sound. A high angle gives a higher view on the character or object, and the low angle gives a lower angle on the target character. Both of these shots can be seen on screen now. The left is an example of a high-angle shot that I filmed, and the right is an example of a low-angle shot that I filmed. My intention by using different angles is to allow the audience to feel weaker or stronger than the character on screen. The last angle, eye angle, is the middle of high and low angles. An eye angle is looking directly at the character from the eye level. This signifies that the character is neither weak nor strong, and is at the same level as the audience. With my film, I mainly used eye-level angles to demonstrate that the protagonist is at the same level of the audience. This, along with the GoPro footage, makes the audience feel more inclined to run as the protagonist closely relates to the audience. The fourth skill that I'll focus on are camera shots. The list of camera shots is huge, and many directors favour specific ones and have created some themselves. All these shots are useful, and any great filmmaker understands the importance of each. The list of the most common camera shots are extreme long shots, full shots, mid shots, close-ups, and extreme close-ups. Extreme long shots, or establishing shots as they're commonly referred as, are used to set the scene in a film. The most commonly used at the start of a scene to allow the viewer to understand where it is located. The characters are usually tiny in scale. Long shots are a little bit closer than extreme long shots, and usually show the characters a lot more clearer, and allows the viewer to see where the character is in relation to the rest of the scene. Full shots feature the full body of a character as the focus in the scene and doesn't display much else other than the character. From this view, it is possible to see the costume that the character is wearing, and also allows the viewer to see relationships or emotions between characters. Mid shots show the character from the waist up. This allows the viewer to see the faces of the character clearly, allowing for more emotion to be displayed. Close-ups are used to completely set all focus on one object, such as the character's face. The benefit to displaying this is that it allows the viewer to see exactly what is happening on the object or what emotions are clearly being displayed on the face. The final shot is an extreme close-up. These are used to show only a very small section of an object or person. This is often used to add suspense or to cover up something else that is happening. As you can see by my on-screen example, the water on the person's face is clearly visible in the extreme close-up, showing how much detail is possible with using such shots. One practitioner that uses camera shots to create dramatic effects is Quentin Tarantino. In a lot of Tarantino's films, you can see how he uses close-ups and extreme close-ups to create a dramatic effect, even if there is something else going on in the background. For example, in both Pulp Fiction and Kill Bill Volume 1, there are scenes that involve characters awakening suddenly after being knocked unconscious. In both of these scenes, Tarantino captures the action with a close-up shot, allowing the viewer to feel more included with the person and show their emotions clearly. Sound and music is capable of completely transforming a scene and change the mood and feeling from one to another. For example, horror films are only scary because of the music and sound that is playing in the background. Sound in film is identified in two different ways: diegetic and non-diegetic sound. Diegetic sound is described as sound that can be heard by the character on screen at the time. For example, this scene from Roman Polanski's The Pianist shows the main protagonist playing a piano, with the German officer reacting to it. Non-diegetic sound is sound that cannot be heard by the characters on the screen. This is most commonly music that is playing in the background to enhance the mood for the audience. It could also include sound from a reality show, such as the audience clapping or laughing, which tries to trick the audience to clap or laugh too. One type of career that is a necessity when it comes to sound in film is Foley artists. These artists are tasked with creating sounds that relate with a shot that's on screen. These artists are skilled at making sounds from objects that make similar noises. For example, to create the sound of someone walking on snow, they put on boots and walk on sand. Music is another type of sound that isn't always necessary when it comes to film. Music aims to match the tempo of what is going on. One interesting thing about music is how it's able to change the feeling of the scene completely. The scene on screen is one example of this. We can see that the normal scene has ominous music playing, which makes the scene seem more intense. whereas in the edited scene, it has circus music playing, so it just seems like a game for fun. In my film, I used sound at the start of the film to give the audience more information on what is happening on screen, despite having no video clearly playing. On top of this, it then merged into only having music as the audio. This allowed the film to progress at the same rate as the music and was timed to match what was happening in the film. As well as this, I also tried creating my own Foley by walking on various types of terrain and breathing to create the sound effects used in the start of the video.